A very warm and lovely hello to all of you here for a new love tarot, a love oracle. And some of you might be wondering, what are my counterparts' priorities? Money or love? Material things. Maybe you've had the impression or the experience that he or she is always focused only on that. Yes, moving forward, money, material things, and always putting the focus there again and again. And maybe that has already hurt you a little, even if just subtly. Or during the getting to know each other phase, it was just about this contact, the connection between the two of you. And at that time, he always set his priorities in that area moving forward, professionally, financially. And of course, for you, that's like, will it stay that way? What are his real priorities? Let's take a look at that now. It doesn't have to be just about money. You know, we're talking about the collective here. It's always broader. And of course, it's always different in a personal reading. Let's take a look at the priorities. Money, material things, career. The other could also be the environment. Or is it love? What is his or her priority? You know, we tap into the energy of the present moment, the most prominent energy that wants to show itself. And take a look. This is a collective reading. And, you know, collective readings can't apply to everyone. The person cards are gender neutral. And you always adapt it to your own situation, whether it's about the person or the situation. Just leave it out if it doesn't fit. It's not an issue at all. And even if it wasn't a relationship or anything like that, it's absolutely no problem. Or even if your counterpart is married, then just leave that part out. Or if they're not married, no matter what it's about, take out what you feel you can agree with. What feels right to you? And that's what you take for yourself. There are also videos where there isn't any message that fits for you. And, you know, my dears, there is no such thing as time. No matter how old a video is, you watch it and it has a message for you right now. Even if it's a video where you say, hey, I've seen this before, but now at this moment, it has a new message for you. Sending you all my heartfelt, loving embrace, a truly wonderful and warm hello to all of you. And I am sending you lots of wonderful, loving, heartfelt energy. I am hugging you all really, really tightly. You are truly wonderful, every single one of you. And I thank you so much for your loyalty, for your presence, for all your support here on my channel. I am so grateful. And your comments are once again so wonderful and warmly loving. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also for all your hugs, for your kind greetings, for your warmth, for your togetherness, for what you give me. And now, let's get started. Okay, let's go. So what's going on with your counterpart? Priority. Does your counterpart have it? Love. Is it a priority? Love. Or is it something else? Let's take a look. My dear, that's you. You are that. So this is about you. So we already have a clear message here. I already find that really interesting as an opener for all of this. Priority, right? Now, of course, we'll see, is it love? What exactly is it? Because we don't know that yet. But with the scat cards, you know, we go really deep. Yes, in this particular sense, it's an anchoring, a deep connection with you. Perhaps it was truly about that. Perhaps it was always fundamentally about the specific topic he genuinely did not want to thoroughly examine or confront. Yes, this decision. And as I said, it's very clear this is about you, about solidifying things. Yes, it concerns you. And as I said, a very clear message. This is also about work, about this activity. but also about the anchoring itself. Maybe he was always really anchored in work, in money. Something is moving him there. Something is really stirring him up. And it's also the case that your loved one always has a hard time making decisions. Here, it's really work and activity are a major theme for him. So, not just work in general, activity, collective, you know what I mean? But for him as well, what's being shown is a dependency, something that has always been a bit of a struggle between the two of you. There was a dependency visible. And he also couldn't let go of something. That's his issue. But he is thinking about you. Maybe he also didn't really want to commit the whole time, but he was always so tense, always saw everything in a tense way and didn't really want to. But something affected him deeply. Something definitely touched him. And it was always about making a decision, choosing a path, picking a direction. Decisions, and maybe always choosing different alternatives or not finding any alternative at all. And yes, different possibilities as well. Yes, you were always willing to compromise. And for him, compromise may be always focusing here on anchoring his issues here. But what are these anchors? But as I said, you know what's going on. We're going to dive deep here into whatever else is being shown. No, this way around. So this is already looking pretty good. We're curious to see what else we'll find here. Yes, something is definitely at play here. Something like dishonesty, kind of sneaking out of things, yes, even towards you. He kept things secret again and again. And he also deceived himself, that's the issue. He definitely deceived himself. He may have deceived you as well. Maybe he also pretended something to you. Because there's definitely something here about pretending. Somewhere he might have used that a bit as an excuse. His activities, work, money, things like that. Because it seems like he's thinking about something here. There's something inside him that's really tense, even for him. Maybe that's really become ingrained in him. But we will get clarity about what exactly it is. And with the flowers, it's also the case that something is on his mind. Because in the end, Euthys is what we have right now, the energy we've picked up. The thing is, you are still a certain part of him. To what extent, as I said, we'll take a look because there's something here that's still dormant inside him. Actually, it's as if it was like a gift. Yes, but it could also be that this is about him always giving gifts to others. Always this material aspect, showing off. Because here it's about reputation, about recognition. That's a really big issue for your counterpart. And yes, with the flowers, it's also the case that something there surprised him. Something here surprised him, something he might not quite know how to handle. There's some kind of surprise here. Maybe he realized that he was mistaken about something. Or maybe this surprise, this moment came when he realized that he deceived you or deceived himself. Something here has to do with deception. So deception is really present here for me. And it's quite current because from the overall energy I see here, it's always just a matter of, I'd say, a few weeks. So I'm really thinking in terms of days here, because what keeps coming up for me is this repetition. That maybe every day or every couple of days, something keeps repeating itself for him. And it must be quite recent. And it's occupying his mind. It just won't let him go because I see it here as completely stuck for him, whatever it is that's on his or her mind. So let's delve much deeper and meticulously explore what else we can uncover and ascertain in comprehensive detail here, ensuring that we can truly achieve absolute and complete clarity on all aspects of the subject matter. Very clear statement. But we have already clearly and unequivocally seen here that the general public is a very significant, substantial, and indeed paramount issue for your counterpart. A truly huge, pressing, and critically important issue is the public. Now, moving outside, let's consider the crucial connection. Let's see what we can get more details about this connection. What concerns him here? Cupola. So the connection is established again. Yes, those lovely attachments. Okay. So regarding the person who is very close to your heart, as I have said before, we can clearly and distinctly see here that he or she is truly not doing well at all. Yes, there are issues here. From his or her past, there are really also anchors. Those are being shown as well. And that's what it is on the outside. He really was so. I can now clearly confirm this when it comes to the person close to your heart. Everything material is still almost always the central focus. For him or her, is the money, that's where the focus is. But now I see a change in direction here. But this change in direction is creeping in here. So the focus is always placed on what's outside. Again and again, there's this pressure. Because you're a person of the heart, I'm seeing this very clearly here, always looking in that direction at what others are doing. He has this, he earns that much, he has a house, a car, a boat, things like that. That's how I keep seeing him looking, because there's always this, and this envy of what's outside. What does he have? Or it could even be that he doesn't know the person at all. That he just hears something about others somewhere, somehow, someone else. There's just this sense that there's so much more out there, and that always puts him under a lot of pressure. It's as if he's constantly running a marathon because he wants to get there too. And his focus is always only on others, on the success that others have. And then he also has an issue from the past. A past issue meaning you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that. No, you're not allowed to do that. You always have to put your feelings aside here. Such nonsense, but also because here it's about money. And money rules the world. That's really how I see it. Because that's how he grew up, that's what he experienced. It doesn't have to have been in the family. But out there, he definitely picked it up. So, as I said, please adapt it for yourselves as far as you know about the past. Just adjust it for yourself. Because all I can really say for sure is this putting feelings aside. Feelings here, suppress your feelings, push them away, because what's important is to show something here. The others have that too, so do we. And above all, I get a bit of a sense of playing a bit of a false game here as well, like doing this to get something better. So showing something different on the outside than what is actually true, just to get something. Here, it could be about seeking recognition, that something different is being said or shown. And I also see quite a lot here in the material sense. So that there was a bit of sneaking or cheating through things as well. As I said, this could be the case here, environment, family. I see these kinds of issues with him too. But what I see very clearly here is that he doesn't really admit to it, at least not completely. That he actually doesn't really want all of this. He knows all about this material stuff. And I have to say, he gives himself, he's never satisfied with anything. Always more, more and even more. That's how I see him. Constantly running in this endless race, getting recognition from the outside. Because I'm only someone if I have something to show for it. No idea. Like this or that car, or the clothes, for example. Things like that. This material stuff. Over and over again. But that's the thing, what he keeps secret is that he actually doesn't really want any of that. He's constantly running. He's really running out of steam. He's running out of breath. And then, as I said, there's always the other side, envy. And in some cases, even resentment from one person or another. But he also keeps withdrawing, just so he doesn't say what he actually really wants. Because he's already gotten pushed back a few times when he said, wait a minute. It actually doesn't matter whether it's this way or that, because what's important is, hey, we're having fun doing things together, for example. No, it has to be this or that location, and that's where the high society goes, just as an exaggerated example. But then your special someone said, for example, no, it's really just, come on, let's go to McDonald's or something. That's fine too, as long as we have fun, right? Or we just grab something, a pizza, and eat it in the car, something like that. And then, no, what are you, a wimp? No, not at all. And he keeps giving in again and again. So he keeps belittling himself in front of others because he feels he has to. And some people have really gotten themselves tangled up in this with things like this. Just following the crowd, buying something maybe, or doing something, activities, just to show others, hey, I have this. But basically, I kind of caused that myself here. So he spent more money than he actually had, where you really have to tighten your belt. Because again, to patch up this hole again, yeah, and then we have the area that concerns you. Like I said, those are his issues. But he's really struggling here because that's what's weighing on him. Because it's this constant race, he just can't go on anymore. He's simply out of breath. And this constant chasing after things. And there really have been some things that happened which, among other things, really woke him up. But those things were also good because they shook him awake. For him, financially speaking, things just aren't working anymore. So it's like this, that sense of satisfaction just isn't there anymore. The satisfaction it used to give me when he bought himself something or had a lot of money in his account or something like that. But now he just doesn't get that satisfaction anymore. It doesn't make him happy. Because I always see him stuck in doubt and he keeps swinging back and forth. But I actually find this back and forth absolutely fantastic, that he keeps wavering because I see him caught in doubt, doubting. Is it even the right decision? Is it the right solution? Is it the right path? Are these the right connections I have? Because I see him very much caught up in that as well. Caught up. And I think that's great now. Are these the right connections? Are these the right, for example, business partners? Are these the right contacts I have, since it's all just superficial? That's just for show, just presenting outwardly. I still keep coming back to things like that here. And as I said, then you came along. And no matter how long it's been between the two of you, that's what it is. Because I see you here, money. Of course, you need it to live. But your values are completely different values. And that's how it is. You made something beautiful out of nothing. And I don't know, even if there was only rice at home, or if there was rice, you even managed to create a whole menu out of rice. Something along those lines. You turn something small into something really wonderful. You made something little into something big in a positive way. And that's what he couldn't handle. Maybe he kept trying to show you that this material side over and over again. This attitude of you have to pay for this, you have to do that, and just buy things. Something like that. And you say, hey, no, I don't need that. And then he couldn't deal with me. He was totally confused. I really completely confused him in this area. And it was like, something's not right here. Because he or she, now, please don't take this literally for everyone. You know, I'm speaking collectively. Because he has this, is that even right? Because he's so used to this constant money, 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 this superficial stuff. So now you come along and you really have different priorities, simply making something beautiful out of the present moment, out of the now. No matter what it is, you can make something out of anything. And with you, even if you might not have wanted it, no, inviting people over isn't necessary. Or no, we don't have to order anything from the pizza delivery service or anything like that. I know I'm kind of stuck on the food examples right now. It's just an example, okay? You don't need that. Let's do something like that. Or just make scrambled eggs or whatever. I have no idea. I think this is turning into a cooking show now. And that's when he says, oh, no, 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 she probably wants to order something. That's not honest. She probably doesn't really mean that. Because that's how I always saw him wavering. Lying here, this confusion. And maybe there was a bit of disagreement between the two of you at some point. A bit of restlessness in communication as well. Could be, but doesn't have to be. So, and now we've reached this point. All these things that have happened here, by the way, have been going on for a while. This hasn't just been going on since yesterday or the day before. One thing after another has been crashing in for the person close to your heart. Because I can already see the longer path here. That means really it could easily have been going on for up to half a year. Yes, so within that time frame, we have time again now. So simply a longer period. So it's already been the case that things have kept happening here again and again. Those were like gentle bumps in the road that have always been there. And now they've really escalated into a tornado with things constantly crashing in here. Things he kept refusing to see. But that's exactly what has now made him wake up, made him reflect, because it just doesn't fit anymore. As I said, it doesn't satisfy him anymore, because now he's entering this new phase. Your determination towards little things, making something special. You don't always have to go out. You can have a nice evening on the couch, or just an evening with popcorn or whatever else, things like that. That's your style. You don't need all that fuss. And now, at this very moment, he finds himself at this significant point where he thoughtfully says, phew, okay, something truly essential is still missing for me. I'm really missing something big. And what your special someone is missing is clearly love, clearly longing. That's what he didn't want to see all this time. What he kept running away from, emotions, feelings, not wanting to see them. No, don't be soft. I have to. The outside world is important. And he's still focused on the outside, the whole environment, but he's missing something. And that took a while. So it didn't just happen overnight, all at once. As I said, just as an example, he bought something or got a new assignment or whatever, a promotion, I don't know. So something that always used to satisfy him, where he used to get that happiness feeling. And that feeling just kept not coming back, even with repetition. That he would look at it, I don't know, whether it was a new phone, laptop, or whatever, he would look at it. Yeah, okay, I just got it for the sake of it. But that feeling didn't come anymore. That what used to be a highlight for him now even made her a bit skeptical. What's going on here? After a while, doubts started to creep in. Something just doesn't add up. The picture I have doesn't fit anymore. And somehow this restlessness, like being in some kind of in-between world. But now he's out of this in-between world. That's exactly where we are now, in the area where it finally clicked for him and everything went bling. It's the connection with you. The longing for what he always doubted with you. That's what's missing for him now, what he now finds so beautiful. And we're also at the point where he actually tried it out. For example, when you said, hey, why not do it like this? We could just make something to eat here. There's no need to buy anything. Because that's when he tried it out too. That's where the curiosity came in. This trying things out phase, that's really great. That's awesome. Easy, totally. Not complicated at all, but really fantastic. And that's when memories of you keep coming back. And here with this question, money or love? That's where, as I said, in the in-between world where he's already out, that's where the love is. And that's what he now knows he's missing. And that's what he's working through. Step by step, he'll really bring about this change here and actively work on making that change happen. For the sake of change, because that will truly be resolved. From the standstill, always withdrawing again and again, and always this here he's letting go of all of that completely. Because here I have whoosh, it's all gone. The turnaround into this area. Because now he sees it, your values. The values simply have something to do with money. This interpersonal aspect, but he's still a little bit like that, as I said, just a little bit. There's still a bit of fluctuation here because it's like a new world, a completely different world for him. Here it's like this. We have a clear direction towards love. And in love, that's where you are. We have it here in double form. So from that point of view, it looks really great. And a lot of emotion is shown. We have a lot of feeling. We have a very powerful card here. A very emotional one. So here, really emotions, feelings. And that is a very big issue. And I think that is absolutely right and important. Because these intense, tense thoughts and emotions, and also his fears and worries, because you no longer know if there is even a possibility left. Maybe you have contact or had contact and you've just kept your distance a bit. I think that's absolutely perfect because you're making him think a lot because he's no longer sure about you, even if he hasn't reached out for a long time. Now, he's at the point where he's not so sure anymore that he's the hero, the king. Because he's also struggling a bit, thinking, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. What kind of mess have I actually made here? How was I? Does she even want me anymore? Or will she even give him another chance? And that's what's on his mind. And that's the path we have here, as I said. Very strong attraction, a lot of emotion, and above all, this recognition that he always wanted. Now, it's like this. He wants to give you that recognition to you, like walls. So I think that's absolutely great because I also see him as very sensitive, especially right now. Very vulnerable, very sensitive. So he's opening up here. It's like he's shedding his armor. It's like a molting, a protective shell that's been completely let go of here. As I said, we have a lot of movement now. So now we also have the tree. And what I find really beautiful here at the end is that we truly have a bond here, a bond and solidity. This is the solidity within change, within transformation when it comes to love. This leads to stability, which maybe he never really wanted to reach, where he was always searching for stability here. Everything has to be like this, existence, existence, existence. And always, as I said, others. And now it's like this. He's really coming into this clarity. And he's also letting go of his attachment to the past. That's the change, the attachment he had, because now he's experiencing this new beginning, this transformation when it comes to his bond with you for a relationship. And what I find great about this is that it's a healthy development. So there's nothing here that's still ailing or anything like that. We really have a healthy development here. We have growth. Growth in this area, on this past love. Love Soul, we have the greatest love card of all. Well, the card does have several meanings, but we always have to look at the overall picture here. The surrounding cards, and there's a new beginning again. Feelings of happiness, because that's what makes him happy. It's clear for us. Love makes him happy. Love is what he wants. Affection, recognition, warmth, which he always ran away from, which he maybe never really experienced. Let me go back to childhood again. My dears, I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching and wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of your day. Goodbye.